So with us today we've got Margaret Williams, Assistant Director of Nursing at NHS North West. Why have we gathered the student nurses together?
Well, I just think it's important that we do consider student nurses when we talk about nursing pre-registration course and what's entailed in that course and how we recruit for nursing. I think we need to talk to the nurses that are on the course at the moment to understand why they've come into nursing, what the challenges are, and what they think about the course so far. So that's why we've come along. And then obviously there's bigger things that are going political, policy messages at the moment, that it's important that student nurses have a voice.
Yeah.
They are going to be our future nurses. We do want to put their ideas forward. Today we've been really lucky because we've got a group of first, second, third year students from across mental health and adult branch. They've got lots to say.
I've always wanted to become a nurse. It's just something that was always, from a young age, I felt attracted to. Yeah. I wouldn't change it for the world. I don't wish I'd done it sooner because I feel the life experience have helped me in my training.
I grew up with my grandma and granddad, and I want to be able to look after them when they're older.
In the public services,
yeah.
But I did want to be a social worker. But I've found that now I've started my nursing, I wouldn't change it now.
I was brought up in a very caring environment,
and
it seemed such a natural part of my life.
I wanted to take a more direct role, shall we say, in patient care.
And I worked my way up to my MVQs, and that's the point where they wouldn't let me do anything else because it was level 4 and that was management. And so I went and did like an access course to help.
I got to a senior support worker in a high secure unit, which is the position that you can't really go any higher.
If I come home at the end of the day and one person has, benefited from me being there, then that's something. It's an achievement.
There's two role models. There's one from an academic side from the university, and there's a personal one. My nan, she was just lovely and very warming, talked to everybody. She had good communication skills.
My mum.
I was going to say my mum as well. It's got to be your mum, hasn't it? I don't know how people do it who don't have a strong family behind them.
My mum, she's very non-judgmental, very warm, very compassionate.
A dear friend of mine who I class as a life mentor. Sympathetic, empathetic, really passionate about the care she delivers. Kind of inspired me to take the next step.
As I'm going through each placement, the mentors that are there are sort of my role models because I'm looking up to them.
But I've always been drawn to critical care for whatever reason, and I really enjoy it there. I'm always going to be developing my skills. That's never going to change. I'm never going to know everything, and I think that's what I'm looking forward to as well.
It's good on the wards to build up relationships with people that you don't know, and they put the whole trust in you, don't they?
I definitely prefer the wards because you get to talk to your patients, get to know them, and it's just better because that's what you want to do, isn't it? You want to relate to your patients.
It's taking it maybe to the next level and having a little bit more responsibility and maybe be heard or be allowed a voice.
I'm actually looking forward to doing different to mental health. I'm looking forward to my alternative branch placement.
Next year I've got a diversity placement, and at the moment I'm planning to go to Africa to do it, just because I think that that's going to be a life-changing experience. I think it's going to make me evaluate myself and my sort of way of thinking about when I'm on placement.
I'm an achiever and I like to progress. I don't think I want to lose touch of the patient contact.
And what I've always wanted is to have my own care home, or to just manage one really. But it's just having a lot more input and being able, like you say, to shape things, and that's what I've always wanted.
I don't want to specialise in gynaecology and sexual health because I don't think there's enough or a decent quality of sex education in this country.
Communication and empathy. They're the two main things in nursing. If you haven't got either of those, or one or the other, it's very difficult. You need both.
You need to have good communication skills to get through to your patients and make them happy being there, because you don't want them to be frustrated. And
I think the most important thing is communication skills.
Yeah.
And to respect everybody's, you know, for their individuality.
Effective communication, not just talking to your patient, but really listening to them as well. When you get that chance to sit down and really listen to their experiences, their needs, and any fears that they've got, and being able to make them feel better and relax.
It's communication. Last week we had to learn how to wash each other's teeth.
Yeah.
And it's something that when we first got told, it was like, well, why have you got to show me how to do that? And it wasn't until we actually sat there, you realise how hard it is to actually, you know, what you've got to say to the patient.
I think continuity of care is a massive issue, I feel, from what I've seen personally. I feel that I don't understand the reasoning behind employing bank staff when it's cheaper and makes more, unless they're on the overheads, to go for and hire a full-time member of staff.
More staff.
Equipment.
More staff and equipment. It's just make the job easier.
I think you should be able to have the time to care holistically for your group of patients.
Yeah.
You need more staff in order to be able to care for them in a more effective way. I do think staffing issues need to be addressed, but if we addressed that, I think we'd probably address some of the stresses and the pressures that staff feel, and sickness levels would probably drop, and staff would probably be a lot happier to come into work and probably deliver a better service to the patients.
Well, it's staffing levels as well. It's like as a student, you're given the time to talk to the patients because you're a student, whereas when you're a nurse you don't seem to get that full time. So I think maybe more staff, or just extra support, just volunteers coming in speaking to patients.
They need to concentrate on the patient care, I think, a lot more. I think that there's a lot more on time and effort and money, as they need to try and do it quickly, where they need to slow down a bit, I think.
More nurses and more time to care. It's all about paperwork, which is good from a legal side. The more documentation we have to do, the less time we spend with the patient. When I do qualify, I'm going to make sure I try my utmost best to spend as much time as I possibly can with that patient. If that means me having to stay late to do my notes, then I stay late to do my notes.